I'm going to start my speech in three, two, one. Panels, we already know that in the status quo of Indonesia, the voting or the selections of the government, like in the elections of the president, for example, we already know in the Indonesia still using the paper base that when we using these paper base, we are poking the square or the faces of the people that we're going to choose, and we have to insert our pinky fingers into the nails that indicates that we already during the votes of the election or the elections of the president itself, like example. For the requirements, we already know that we have to be aware any or even the real Indonesia citizens that already receive KTP or the card that indicates that we are already 17 years or more, that we are already adults and have the right or fulfill the rights of Indonesian law, that we are already we already have the rights for ourselves, that we are the adults of the age of the adolescence. Also, our side of the house think it will be time spending and it's not effective because it will cost so many batches to take, and to take the result we have to wait so many we have to wait for a long time for the result, because we have to collect the result of the batches from so many provinces into the Jakarta, or the information into the Jakarta to news or to tell people the result of the vote itself, of the vote of election itself. Also, our side of the house think when we see that the people that's going for the election itself is still the same person, is still the same party that already we already know, like the NASDEM, or we already know the PDI that already exists even in the era of the Sukarno, uh, or the independence year. Also, the vote in Indonesia is repetitive 4 years. For example, for the president, we have the 4 years gap or the 3 years gap into the next vote for the next president era selections. And also for the test, we already know when we are going to excel or we have to pass the test. We have to learn beforehand about the test. We have to do so many simulations, and we have to browse for the what kind of test that we will take, and what kind of information we will have to earn before we're going for the test. Also, if the government really wants to erect this kind of the political general knowledge test for people to vote, the basic need to vote in Indonesia, they what we our side of the house think, they will have to provide the budgets, because if they still want to use the paper based, they will have to they will set the budget they will have to set so many budgets in order to in order to excel or direct this kind of tests in Indonesia. Also, this is why our side of the house think it will cause chaos, and what are the better solutions for the future references. The first reason that we have is the civic education in Indonesia already has been exists ever since we are in the elementary to the higher educations, like in the campus or universities, in the universities level. Even as the mahasiswa of Polytechnic Negeri Sriwijaya, like myself, I already passed the two subjects of in my campus, that we have Pancasila and civic educations. And also I can confirm that we are still learning the basics of food of Indonesia itself, because we still if even in the elementary we already learned about the basic of the food, we still have to repeat all this kind of information, because human tendencies to to forget these things, the crucial things of, or even the smallest thing that is unnecessary. Human have this tendencies to forget the curriculum or the subjects they are not really interested, or even though they are interested, they have this tendencies of to forget. Also, for the second reasons is that the teenagers quantity or the child's quantity in Indonesia is still increasing day by days, years by years. And what happened to the 3 years gap that we are already have in the repetitive 4 years of the fourth elections in Indonesia? Because we already know that the what if this kind of test will erect, we already know that the people has to retake the test. All of the people have to take this kind of test if the government, if government will have will if the government wants wants this to be the base for people to vote for the elections. And not only people are not only people that are don't really know about the politics, they also don't have the knowledge on how to do the test. Like in we have so many older people in Indonesia also, and if they fail, do we have to retake, or how many batches that we have to take if so many people are going to fail this test? And this, I think the government should answer this question. Also, the third, the politic people are different and no static personality for the test. Even though we have the same hair, the same hospitality that we show in the outer our outer that we show to the people, but we are the different persons, we have different personalities. And this kind of question can lead to people that wants to pass this kind of test. They if they don't really want to think about this test, they would just want to pass, and they will ask the person that already has taken this test what type of the question, what time, and how to do or to answer this kind of questions. And also the crucial part is how about the WNE or the Indonesian citizens that are in the overseas, they are still working in abroad, they are have the scholarship or they have to study abroad. Do they come back to Indonesia for the test, or do they have to take the test online in their phone? Or will Indonesia government, like in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, will provide them with the kind of task in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs itself, and how they will vote. And our sort of the house thing is so many obstacles if they really want to think about they really want to think about the way any of the Indonesian citizen and abroad. And also our side of the house have this kind of policies that we can choose instead of the task. We have to educate near voting time, like in the webinar, the campaign, all sorts of idea, because this is a technology era that so many medias to teach people to share the news to the people. Also, we have to do research beforehand, 5W and 1H to take the vote, and tell others how to still educate people on how. Also discuss with people on the updated politic news, because the politic news is still upgraded into days by days or minutes by minutes. That's why our side of the house is proud to oppose.